what you saw from your guys and some stuff you need to work on there?
Well, I thought number one, I thought we really played hard. You know, we can play harder, but I think from the time that we've been here, I think you saw more guys finishing at the ball the way that we teach it, the way that we expect it to happen in practice, and the way we expect it to happen in games. So I thought that was real positive. I thought we did a good job of eliminating big plays. I think the biggest play was 19 yards. So obviously we gave a ton of big ones last year, so that's a step in the right direction. The red zone. 2 stops in the red zone, one of them off a sudden change, off the turnover of the ball. You know, it's on the 20-yard line, and we forced a field goal. The other one, they got a drive down there and aided by a penalty, which, again, I want to eliminate those penalties. We got 3 penalties, 2 PIs, or 1 PI and 2 personal fouls, which usually 8 drives and usually 8 scoring. So we got to eliminate there. But, you know, I thought the red zone defense was good. The sudden change defense was good. I think they were 30% on third and fourth down. So those were all positives. You know, I'd like to get more turnovers. You know, we only got 1 takeaway. I'd like to get more pressure with 4. You know, we got some sacks, but they were off pressure. One was off a 3-man rush. The other ones were off of at least a 5-man rush. So, you know, there's stuff to work on. And I'd like the guys that came in to finish the game to be ready to go and finish it the way that the other guys played. You know, I think the guys that went in at the end got a little sloppy. And, you know, gave up a bunch of yards, and that's not how we want to play, regardless of who's in there.
When you talk about a pass rush, you know, getting a pass rush with 4. I mean, you know the personnel you have. I mean, do you feel that the current personnel you can get that pass rush with 4 that you need?
Yeah, I do. I mean, you know, again, everybody's different, but you know, it was on third down. They made a commitment to keeping guys in, you know, and protecting. So, you know, when you keep a tight end in, when you keep a back in, when you keep both in with a 4-man rush, it's, you know, they can chip guys, they can do different things. So, you know, you just got to figure out ways to. You know, just got to figure out ways to do it, but I feel like we're moving in the right direction. We played a lot. We played a new group really on third down. You know, it's part of the design of what we wanted to do. They're obviously going to be better this week than they were last week, and they're going to be better in 5 weeks than they were in the opening week. So that's where we're at.
Their quarterback talked today about how they were kind of caught off guard at how much space they were getting on the line. Just we were just playing so far off, and talked about how this week is going to be all about one-on-one. Did you pretty much agree with that there's going to be a lot more one-on-one in this game than probably you didn't saw or used last week?
No comment.
Coach, how has Duke Johnson helped this defense out? You know, what is the dynamic about that each and every day of practice?
Yeah, definitely. There's no doubt it helps. He's hard to tackle, and you know, going against him every day, you have to be disciplined, and you have to be able to do that. And obviously, he helps in the games when he puts points on the board. So I'm excited about that.
What did you think of Gilbert Kamalu? Gilbert had that fumble.
Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously a fumble recovery is, you know, has something to do with the fact that you're running through the ball and you're in the right area. You know, Carlos fumble is more of an individual, you know, play and one that can measure. So obviously, to be honest with you, I wish he would have picked it up and scooped and scored, you know, as opposed to falling on it. You know, we want to score touchdowns when we get that opportunity. So David did good in the first game, you know, and again, those guys have been there about a total of 18 days. Gilbert, Kamalu, Renfro before they played the game for us, which is hard. So I expect them to continue to get more comfortable and get better.
When FAU it seemed like they were pushing the pace a little bit, that's when they seemed to have, I thought, a little bit more success against you guys. Were you happy with how you dealt with that?
I thought we did a good job. You know, I thought we did a good job. Something we work on, something we see from our offense on a daily basis. You know, they push the tempo and push the pace, so we're working on it constantly. So it's just something you have to really be on when you're going to substitute and everybody being aware. There's always stuff to learn from the game. So some of the guys again are playing in their first game. How we do things when we substitute, when to be ready, when to come off the field. You know, not unbuckling your chin strap, have your chin strap buckled at all times because you're going to be going back in the next play. Those sorts of things that you're continuing to coach freshmen on and anybody else.
Can you name some of the players who really stood out in the game? You know, excelled in your mind?
Yeah, I thought Denzel played well. I thought he played well. I wish he would have picked that first one off. I know he does too, but I know he'll get the next one. But I thought he was around the ball. You know, I don't know if the official stats had him for, but I thought we had him for at least 9 tackles on the official, which, you know, for the amount of plays that he played, I think he probably played in the 40 rep range. Those were good. I thought Casey Rogers did a nice job. You know, I thought he showed up, was physical, he had a good open field tackle, which was really improved. And most importantly, you know, he ran the show back there. He got us in and out of calls and defenses, which the safeties have to do. Those are 2 of the guys that you guys might think of other guys, but those are the two that stood off the top of my head.
Is he a real smart guy? Can you talk more about Casey?
Yeah, he was as a high school corner. He was a corner here his first year. You know, unfortunately, he he didn't play very much his first year, but he lost a year. You know, and that's that. You know, we'd be talking about a guy who's a junior right now, as opposed to a senior, if that wasn't the case. So safety was new for him, and again, it takes time. Some guys it's quicker, but you know, it was new for him. Unfortunately for him, he missed the spring, so he lost those 15 practices. But he had a good camp, and I was pleased with how he showed up on Friday night.
Martin, anything in particular that worries you about Florida's offense?
Well, you know, they're obviously in Florida. They've been doing what they've been doing here for a number of years. They obviously run the ball tremendously. They've got weapons on the outside. They got a quarterback who can throw it and run it. So, which part of it? I mean, it's all of it. But you know, hey, we'll get ready to go and be excited about the opportunity.
You guys played a lot of guys. Many of the guys played before the fourth quarter. Is that the rotation you like? Is that ideal for you to rotate?
I thought we had a good rotation. I thought our rotation was actually, we probably played less guys than we did last year until that, like I said, that last drive. Then we put the threes in. But I think we decided that we thought our guys would be stronger. We thought they'd be in better condition. And we didn't want to deal with, to be honest with you, we didn't want to deal with as much of a drop off as we had last year. We didn't pick them up. Last year we played a lot of guys, and they had to play. And at times it hurt us. And we're making a commitment to make sure that when the guys are in the game, when the game's on the line, are going to be the guys that know how to play hard, don't make any errors, and can execute. So I felt good about the amount that we played, in the first 54 minutes or so, and then we put the 13 in the last 6 minutes.
You mentioned third down packages and things like that. Do you like giving guys roles, specific roles, and you feel like maybe guys can excel in that rather than worrying so much about the whole?
Yes. Yeah, they're all at different points in their careers and what they do well, and I think that really kind of locks them in to say, okay, this is your role. You're going to be a third down player, and you're going to be on kickoff and punt return or whatever. That's your role in the game. And we talk about that. They all know their role in the game, so they can really focus on what they got to get done. But yeah, that's a good point.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Coach D.